I'm Tessa-Marie, and welcome to the Morning Blessings. How are you feeling today? Today is the 11th day of the 11th month, and it's a very important day. It's the day to celebrate all the veterans. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Colleen. Good morning, Nancy. How are you guys feeling this morning? Today is giving. That's your morning blessings for today. And it's also the day that to celebrate the lives of those. Good morning, my nephew, who gave their entire life for us to be free today. So it's giving. And this day, giving in the modern term has so many other things, but we have to celebrate what they did. I had an uncle, my mother's brother, that went to war. My dad, of course, they were too old then, but they went to war under the British flag. And, he was never the same, my grandmother said, and his wife and my mom. And they had everything the soldiers suffered today, but nobody knew what it was, PTSD, or. So it's giving. So they gave the ultimate sacrifice. My uncle was so tall and big and not fat, but tall and muscular. They called him Hercules. And, my mom's one of her younger brothers. So, and I know Stacy's father and Colleen's father, and I don't know if Nancy, if you had any family that went to war, he was 18. And these men, they signed up, and the women too. So it has been, something we must remember. And when I went to school, it was a day off, and we went to the parade, and all the soldiers were marching. It was a different thing. Now the kids at school. So, and nobody's maybe telling them how important that day was. And hi, Loretta, good morning. And those that have grandparents or great-grandparents that went to war. Hi, Yuko, welcome back from family vacation. So that is important that we understand today is a special day to my son, 18 now. Yeah, it is. So anyway, guys, the morning blessing is also giving. And it's to celebrate the art of giving. And I started with the soldiers, the men that were 18, and some of them lied. They were 17, and they said they were older just so they could sign up because they had such conviction to protect their country. And many of them did not come back home. And many of those who came back home were never the same. And it's great to know that my uncle was one of them, but he was never the same. Yet he was an amazing human being for me as a child growing up. But my mom said he was never the same. So let us look at the morning blessings. And giving is the word I chose for today. Giving says that it clears negative energy. Giving clears negative energy. It does, right? The soldiers went to war. It cleared that terrible time with Hitler. It cleared it. They went. They fought. They died. They were slaughtered, whatever. And all these people that suffered too. So it cleared the negative energy. It created a booming economy after that, right? They call it the industrial age. And everything started to change. So the morning blessings is on giving. So when you give, and this now happens to be the season of giving. So there's so much when we stop and we become aware of what's going on around us. We have the ultimate gift of life that was given away as young men. And then even at the University of Toronto last week, they got letters that were sent from soldiers that were in the war. They found them, and they were just there. So we come across that every now and again. Sometimes they open a wall of a house and to make renovation, and there are letters that were hidden in there. So the ultimate gift is giving your life so somebody else can live a life. So the nations can live and to stand on your shoulder today. But then they tell us giving, it's an emotional thing. It creates greater self-esteem and satisfaction. So we know that this is the season of giving. This is the season when everybody's saying they're so broke. This is the reason when you're using words you shouldn't use. Because you're afraid to give, because you believe you do not have enough in your cup to empty some of it into somebody, and you only do it reluctantly because they give you a gift. So when you empty your purse into the red kettle, it's important because the first people that show up when there is a disaster is the Salvation Army. Good morning, Lisa. How are you feeling today? So the Salvation Army shows up the first. They give. The soldiers that we're celebrating today, they gave the ultimate gift of life so that we can live a life. And we are having that amazing life. And we are so scared to give a gift. And it's not always a monetary gift that matters. And that is why we are saying giving clears negative energy. It gives you greater self-esteem and satisfaction. So when you saw the guys selling the puppies in Toronto and all over Canada, did you just pretend you didn't see them and you walked away? Because now on the news they said those places, the legions, those legion halls where everything used to be done for the community when these guys came back from the war, they can't afford to keep them open anymore. 3 or 4 of them are up for sale in different areas of the country because there is no giving. We don't have enough to give. So, but yet we live in a season of giving. And if we really go back to scripture, the wise men didn't consider that the child Christ did not want gold, frankincense, or myrrh. Frankincense, that smell, that thing, was more expensive than gold, and so was myrrh. But that's the 3 things they gave. But it was still giving. And then we read and we follow the scripture and we go to church and we bend our knee and we have this and we have that, and we find out that he too gave his life for us. But we know that we have all these things and all these circumstances and people that give their lives for us. We are not able to give any of us to somebody else. We got self-centered. We stayed in our cocoon. I'm afraid. You're scared. If I give of the little bit of money I have, I won't have more. But the thing about emptying your cup is that it fills up. You are not responsible to make sure that somebody gives you something, but you are responsible to give something. And the person who's responsible to give you is who you believe is your God, your universe, whatever. More will come. You're never empty. But this season of giving, we say, oh, they can afford to buy this. People will actually tell you to your face, I'm not getting you anything, Tessa-Marie, you can afford to buy anything you want. That's not what it is. And then there are those when you give a gift, they said you shouldn't have. And when they say you shouldn't have, I really don't need anything because they don't want to share. So you don't need anything. But can you decide, I'm going to bottle some jams this fall and give some people a bottle of strawberry jam? And then you'll say, well, they don't need strawberry jam because you see, strawberry jam is going to make them fat. I'm not going to bother. Why would I do that? Or I love pickling and doing all these things, and I'll pickle stuff. I used to make tons of all of that when the kids were around, and I'll give it. So you're very good and you have the best shortbread cookie recipe ever. And why aren't you not giving your neighbor a little? It's giving. It's not because they don't have. And we have to remember, it's not everybody that looks like they need that need. Sometimes, just good morning everybody, Unbeatable and all of you guys and Amma. How are you feeling today? Welcome to the Morning Blessings. We are giving. I'm taking from what the guys that we're celebrating and the women that died in the war, and I'm bringing it closer. And I'm saying we too have to learn to give. It's this thing about keeping everything we have for ourselves and for our little cocoon of our family. And when somebody says they're going to do something for somebody, do not dissuade them by saying, why are you doing this? Giving is something that gives you a lot. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you feeling this morning? That gives you a lot of greater self-esteem and satisfaction. Giving, that's emotional. It fixes your emotions. You feel better about yourself. Self-esteem. Mental, it lowered the risk of you getting depression, they say. Giving sends positive energy to the mind. Helping others giving during this season makes it a lot better. Good morning, Jean. How are you feeling this morning? So when we look at the season of giving and what we are celebrating today, some of you, it was your father, your grandfather that went to war. Exactly. Thank you, Jean. And celebrate that. They gave the ultimate gift. They gave their life. As I said, they were 17 and lied and said they were 18 just so they could go. Personally, in our family, my mother's brother, Uncle Louis, he looked like Hercules because he was so tall and muscular. My mom said he didn't come back being himself. And you know, what was he doing in Egypt? But that's where they found themselves. You know, it was just so much. Nothing to eat and nothing to drink. They shot a lion, drank the blood so they could survive. And this is what we have to remember. They gave everything. And here we are. We have the opportunity to put $1 and pick up a puppy. And we put our head down and pretend we do not see that veteran standing there with that jar in front of us. You see, here is Jean talking about this. It's giving though. As I said, are you going to make sure when that you hear the kettle from this bell, the Salvation Army lady, a man standing on your way to the liquor store? I purposely would put $25 in my purse, purposely. Just to drop it in every one I saw, grocery store, whatever. The reason why I did that, because I know for sure when there is a disaster, no matter where in the world, the Salvation Army shows up first. They're the first one on board. They're giving. You have something you can give. You can give some encouragement to somebody who's having a difficult time. You can write a note and say, I love you. Because remember I said it's about feeling, and I told you guys, do not end the conversation without saying, I love you. Because of the age I am, I've so many times I've heard people say, I didn't say it. Good morning, sister. And I live to how are you feeling today? And I live to regret it, that was the last time I was going to talk to that person I didn't know, but I forgot to, I didn't say I love you. That is giving. Giving them something to hold on to. At least I know this person loves me. And yes, it is difficult if you weren't born to say it. It is difficult if you weren't born to love and hug and you weren't treated that way. But you need to do it and get accustomed to doing it. When you want to form a new habit, give a little of yourself by saying, I love you, not love you. And certainly not that nonsense some people say going much love. Much what? Put yourself in it. Put the I into giving. Give some love. Buy a card. Create a note. Say thank you. Give. You have a friend and you want to buy the friend something but you do not know what to buy. Then tell them something about you. Tell them why you love them as a friend. You do not ask them what they do for you, but tell them what it is you love about them. Talk to a friend. Send a note. It doesn't have to be a long thing. It doesn't have to be on a DM. Don't do that. Put some of you in the note. I am. Today, I want to tell you how much I consider you in my life to be important. You bring this thing to me. I love how you do this. I love your tenacity. Give them something to be proud of. Tell them. The dollar store sells little boxes of card. Burn the edges. Have you ever taken a piece of pink paper and just take a match and burn the edges and let it look antique looking and write? And be playful. Get a sticker and put stickers all around it and fold it and post it. The dollar for the stamp won't make you any hungrier or poorer than you are right now. So these are the things. Giving, as I said, good morning, Arita. How are you feeling today? The ultimate form of giving. We're celebrating it today. At 11 o'clock, there's a moment of silence, the 11th day of the 11th month. And with these people, as I said, too young to go, but they went because they had a conviction. I have to give my life to save the world. And they went and they did that. And they're free. They died on the beaches of Normandy, everywhere. Just think. And to hear and to listen to the stories that they tell you of what they went through. There was no PSTD, whatever that is. It wasn't considered a problem. Big boys don't cry. Just suck it up. And you wonder why they came back and they had to numb themselves with alcohol because they couldn't sleep to relieve what they saw in the trenches. It's like they dug their own graves, or they dug the graves of their friends. Right? They still have the tomb of the unknown soul there. But here you are with the gift of giving that will help you emotionally to feel less depressed, self-esteem, and more satisfaction. Lower your risk of having depression in mental prosperity, giving some positive energy to the mind, helping others, giving during this season. This is the season of giving. Good morning, Diane. How are you feeling this morning? Because you see, the wise men did not consider that he was too poor. They knew a special person was born today. And they followed the stars and they brought gold and frankincense and myrrh. But an excuse for not giving, I love that excuse. When somebody gives me that excuse, I want to throttle them. Illegal, but I'll try it anyway if I could. Oh, they commercialize Christmas so much. Come on, get over yourself. Everything is commercialized. Even you are commercialized. Because when you work, you get paid based on your results. So you too are commercialized. So forget that and give from your heart for a change. It does not have to be a big deal. It does not have to be the most expensive thing in town. But you're passing. And you see something funny that will make your friend laugh at the dollar store. And you take that, you put it in a little box with a note and you say, when I saw that, I just remembered you. It just and say why. Touch that person. You give, do not give. And then when you receive, do not go crazy and say, I have to find something for Tessa-Marie. She bought me something. No. And when I give you something, do not tell me I shouldn't have. I know I shouldn't have. It was a choice for me to do it. Take it and shut up. I had a friend who tried that and I said, give me my damn stuff back. I just grabbed it from her. And she came and she took it from me and she said, no. You have to understand. We never had enough to give. But I said, but it's not a we anymore. It's you. You have enough to give. So why don't you want to accept it? Because that meant I have to do something for you. I said, I didn't ask you to. I know. But that, she said, is how I was raised. If you give to somebody, you expect something back. No, you don't. Because you are getting everything you want to give your health a fulfilled life. When you give, your emotions get better. Self-esteem, satisfaction. You're lowering the risk of depression. The people that are greedy and they don't give and they always want to grab you. Remember this, There is a dog, Aesop's fairy tale. There is a dog. It has a bone in its mouth. It comes to the river and it sees the reflection. It doesn't know it's a reflection. It thinks it's another bone, another dog with a bone, and he wants what that dog has. He opened his mouth to take it and he dropped his own. They are never satisfied. They're like the barren earth. They're like the womb that doesn't ever take anything. They are just not going to be satisfied. And if you look at their face, they have this worried look. Their face looks like they're in pain. They're dry. They do not look like there's luster in their body. You know why? Because depression of not having enough to share is part of their thing. Good morning, Rosalind. How are you feeling this morning? So you see, Giving is not something that when you do, it stops with you and the person. When you give, they say you live longer. When you have better physical health. Why? I don't understand. Those things, giving makes you emotionally feel more satisfied, more positive. It just makes you feel better. They said it lower your risk of depression. During this time of the year, after Christmas, depression sets in. Do you wonder why there's so many different religions celebrating something in December or close to December? Because that winter is going to keep us back. It's dark. You go to work and it's dark. You come home and it's dark and you stay indoors. You do not get sunshine. 2 winters ago in January, we had 21 days of constant no sunshine. That is depression. But if you're physically doing something to give somebody, it said it helps give you better health, longer life, and spiritually. When you do it, they say you support others. It helps those that are being challenged. When you put that money into that wonderful kettle that rings the bell. You know, I was looking at the man at the supermarket when I was buying my third puppy for the season because I lost them. And I said, I lost mine this morning. He said, okay. I said, fine. I said, I wish you guys had a debit machine. He said it would be safer. Because you could just debit, there's nothing for them to grab it. Because you hear them grabbing from the Salvation Army kettle. Gave a lot to my family for last 2 weeks and we feel satisfied. Yes, because you gave. It's giving. It is not receiving that gives you eternal life. It's because you will feel better emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. You know, you're calm. You did your best. You handed something to somebody else that they could use. And by the way, how many coats you have in the closet you haven't used? Come on, guys. You're not going to use it. You didn't use those coats last winter. And somehow in the back of your mind, you're going to believe you're going to use it this winter. No, you're not. Give it away. Call them. They call diabetes. Call Kidney Foundation. Call them. They'll come to your door to pick it up. You don't even have to leave your home. All you have to do is put it in a bag and put a D or K or whatever. Cystic fibrosis, CP, all of these. They sell them and they can help others. So it's giving. Give so somebody else's challenge of no coat is better. Financial benefits. You will never be in need. It brings order to your finances. Can you imagine that? The art of giving makes your finances better. It brings order. So if right now you're confused and you can't figure out how to make ends meet, maybe you should give a little from the ends that you cannot meet together. Go around your house. Be passionate about it. And see what it is you didn't use this summer. Somebody might need it. Somebody somewhere might need it to go to a Christmas party. Just do it. You know, in May, they ask you to give dresses so girls and that are not privileged can get a dress to go to graduation. But if we live in our little cocoon, we will die in our little cocoon. We'll never be satisfied. We will be like the dog with the bone in its mouth, looking at the reflection and grabbing something from somebody else because they want more than you have. And he lost his bone. They tell us that all the while. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. What don't we get? We have to give. As I said, today is a huge day. It is not celebrated like it was with the children marching and parades and all of that for the veterans. No, it's not. Because the world has decided we don't care. The children will learn. I remember telling my cousin that, kids should learn to read books. Oh, they'll get it on the computer. And I'm thinking, well, good for you. You're wealthy. You can afford to get it on the computer. What about these children that can't? So you see what I mean? We have to do something about this attitude we have. So your financial benefits, you will never be in need. And the top of it all, they said it releases the serum of joy. Never ever will you ever feel lost after you have given your best. All what you have. No. You have a little bit of knowledge. You have a little bit of something you know. And there is somebody you know that needs it, but you do not want them to get as good as you. So you hold it back. You have a recipe, how to make the best shortbread cookies in the world, and this is shortbread cookie season. But you wouldn't share it. You refuse to share it. Why? If they ask you, just give it. They don't need to ask, because you can get everything on the internet, right? You go to YouTube, you'll get everything. But if somebody is dear to you and you said, I made this and it's really nice, and you can say, yeah, I was thinking of bringing you to, then bring them to. Do not look at the person and just believe because the person has that you're not going to give them. What I noticed though, you don't give to the haves and you don't give to the have-nots. And just look at somebody that doesn't give. They don't give. You know that. We all have one of those, we know. Have you looked at them? They could weigh 90 pounds, but they look like they're 500 pounds. You know why? Because they're keeping it in. They look like they're going to burst when there is no reason for them to burst. But it's the feeling, the emotion in them is so full. They're full of anger. They're full of dissatisfaction. They're full of, I don't have enough. They're full of, everybody else is successful. You see? Look at them. Listen to them. They are selfish. They do not share with others what they have. They're always saying, I have a brother that told me, what did he say to me? I don't have to give. Oh my God, that was a sweet one. Because you see, he always wants. He's like, whatever he has, he loses it. It's taken away from him. Because he doesn't have to give. He has told that to himself. So, in those last 4 minutes here, I want you to remember, what you say is what you get. So for goodness sake, do not say, I do not have to give, because really, you won't have. It's your prophecy. It's your words. So be careful with that. If somebody asks for something, or they ask for direction, there is so many different ways of saying, I do not have to give. It's not only in a tangible thing. At the time, it was something from the family that he brought up here. I think it was rum from Macushri Estates. And I said, do you have some rum? You brought rum. Can I have some to make a rum punch? I don't have to give. But he was always looking to get from somebody or one of us or something. He's always on the reach, hands open. So, with this thing about giving, watch your words. If you say you don't have, you won't have. The genie says, your wish is my command. If somebody asks you to borrow money, do not say, I don't have money, because then you really don't have money. Just say, no. I do not have to give, no. You say, you know what, I have money, but it's allocated to something else. Because you have to pay your rent. You cannot pay their rent. There are times you have to make a choice, but watch the words. The money I have is allocated for something else. Don't go saying you don't have it, because you do, but you have it for a purpose. And so there's all kinds of ways to give. Give knowledge. Give a little bit of your wisdom. Give a smile. It goes a long, long way. And please, I told that to Ryan yesterday, because Ryan posted something and he was talking about morning, good morning. Why is it? It is so easy for people to just start a conversation without saying good morning or good afternoon. Hey, that's the, and I am at the end of it here. And when somebody goes, hey, I want to just go, oh. Because that's not how you greet someone. You haven't spoken to me. You're sending me a DM to ask me to talk to you or help you or to just tell me something. And you go, hi, hey, Hey, good morning. How are you doing? And then you begin. How are you feeling? I thought of you this morning. We have to watch what we do. When you feel like you're not getting anywhere, sit down and reflect on your giving, your qualities of giving. It's not only giving something. You give time. You give a hearing and a listening ear. You send a greeting. Begin your day with hello, good morning to yourself. I love you when you end the day to yourself. That will encourage you to do it to others. Give love to you. It's like the people that says to me, I just want my husband or my wife to love me. No, but that's not enough. Yeah, haze for horses. You think, I love that. Thanks, Jean. This thing they do, like, I just want love. They don't love me. Come on. But you haven't even told yourself you love yourself. You are there giving yourself all this negative energy and you expect people to come up and say, I love you. Really? And you can't even say it to yourself. So giving begins in the heart. It doesn't start anywhere else. And you have to feel it when you give. You have to realize you're releasing all sorts of stuff when you give. And you're making room for new things. And it's not physically giving away your clothes and getting 10 dresses. No, it's giving some love. Giving some time. Saying hello. Having a smile. Do that. You have to love yourself as we do. We do. And do not afraid because you didn't have growing up, but now you are blessed to have. Stop leaning on the poverty of the past and stand on your present. They ask for your help. Go, listen, contribute. You live in a society and if somebody sees you and they figure you're good enough to ask to, hey, help us, go in and check it out. Maybe you cannot help with what they want, but you might see something else you can help with. It's giving. Do not forget, at 11 o'clock today, pause. If you can, set a timer. And remember those 17-year-olds or those that lied, those 16-year-olds that said they were of age to go to war, that went to war. So I am so grateful I woke up this morning, went to the gym and just cut and decided pomegranate for snacks. There you go. That is part of our whole billing. So I want to read your comments because I know there's so many. So bear with me. Let's see, where are we here? That's where everybody comes in. Hello, everybody. If I have PTSD, thank you, Stacy. I forgot. Yeah. Everybody, good morning. Thanks. My grandfather was never the same after World War. No. My uncle, my mom's brother, Uncle Louis, was never the same after World War II. And they didn't know about PTSD either. It is so simple to give. It's not only benefits you by the person who receives it. Yeah, you buy it. It's not only that it gives to the person that receives it. It gives you something. It replaces something in you. And then we have here, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We have to unlearn some things we were raised on and learn new things. I agree, Kimberly. That is fabulous. Yuko said, my husband and I give a lot to family for the last 2 weeks. We feel satisfied. Yes, because they're coming from Japan. And I know it's not everybody that has. But if you made it, share it. My mom was known for making banana bread and share it with others. Yes, you just give. It's not going to hold you back. It's not going to drain you. It's not going to make you smaller. It makes you bigger. People used to shop on this day. Yeah, people still do. Yes, my great aunt, before she passed, she used to make black cake and bread and send them to all the kids she raised. Can you believe that? Isn't that nice? Thank you. Somebody said, Stacy, you have to love yourself first. Kimberly reminds us. I'm so grateful. I woke up and went to the gym, and now I'm doing that. And I know you're going to share your pomegranate snacks at work. You always do that. I remember Jean coming on maybe a couple years ago, because she's been with me for a long time. And Jean said there was a man at work, and he wasn't always very vocal. But she said that morning she went and she bought her coffee and brought it to him at work. And it made him feel so nice. And that was a good feeling, because the smile, the thank you, that energy goes back. What you give is what you get. And yes, we cannot give while looking for our own gains or benefits from giving. No, we can't. Oh, say, I did so much for them. Get over yourself. So, my dad was a veteran, so there you go. For Rosalind, I love to give. It's the most rewarding gift from my soul. It is. My dad will be 75 on this 22nd. I'm having a surprise party for him. That's amazing, Stace. So guys, I appreciate your comments this morning. I am grateful that I had the opportunity and the privilege to just remind you that the ultimate gift is the gift of life. And we are standing free in North America today because they gave their life, and they gave it so young and so unselfishly. They just let it go. So when you are going to give this year, it doesn't always have to be. His name was Joseph, and I gave him a gift card too. That's nice. So isn't that nice? That's great, Jean. So listen, it's not just giving a good thing. But if you have something that you have used and you know it works for you, and you know somebody who could do it, but you know that friend that calls you to complain, you know what you buy for them? Buy them a gratitude journal. Buy them a book and say, here, I want you to take this book and think of all the things you have to be grateful for. And you can start the journal for them by saying, I am grateful to have you as my friend. I'm happy and grateful that I have you as a friend that listens and talks to me. So the person when you don't, I don't know what to get for them. And the person is constantly complaining of what they do not have or how dissatisfied they are with everything. Give them a gratitude journal and watch miracles unfold in your life. So I want to say thank you, your message. I told my daughter it was Auntie Dawn's sister on the live, giving it a part of that is from Rosalind, part of the equation. Yeah, thank you, Rosalind, because your daughter doesn't know me. You know Dawn. It's not too many people. I'm too old, right? So anyway, I appreciate you and I'm grateful for you. Guys, have a wonderful Veterans Day. And just remember, they save our life by giving up theirs. So Kimberly, Nancy, Stacy, Arita, Jean, Yuko, Colin, Lisa, my nephew, Loretta, and Rosalind. Thank you, wonderful, amazing human beings. Have an amazing day. Take care of yourself, and remember, this is the season of giving. I'll remind you guys again. So give to somebody you know for sure that would just love to be, Christmas morning, get a phone call, or Christmas morning, you call them and say, hey, how are you feeling? It's Christmas. Don't ask them what they received, because maybe they didn't. But if you know now that they might not get a call, or they will not get a card, send them one. Or they maybe could do with a little tin of cookies. Get one. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye, everybody. Love you. Thank you, Tessa. This was great. Thank you, Jean. Stacy said that. Have a great day, everyone. Rosalind, I love you all. Thank you, Kimberly. That's the key. I love you. I love each and every one of you. And have a great day. Talk to you guys later.